another episode of DMTombstone Live for you guys. And you guys know I'm not in the room. I'm not doing the whole get up of this. It's episode 41 of season 2 of, and I'm actually in my brother's car right now because we're about to go to Astronomicon. I think it's called Astronomicon 9 somehow. And we're going to see Nick Castle. And if you guys don't know who he is, if some of you are probably much older, have remember watching a specific film back in 1978 called Halloween. He played the original Michael Myers, but he also played parts of Michael Myers in the newer Halloween series from Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, and Halloween Ends. But anyway, when I do DM Tombstone Live, yeah, I'm here. I got my nephew over there, but yeah, if you guys know when I do DM Tombstone Live, it's unsanctioned, uncensored. Anything that happens, let's try to be family friendly as possible. And if you are enjoying this live streams, make sure to hit the like on this like button because I'll be keeping track of it up there. I see you guys know. And enjoying my content, and if you're new to my channel, Muhammad Adib, yeah, thanks, man. If you are enjoying my content, or if you're new to my channel, want to know what I'm all about, especially my recent videos like me reviewing my newest belt of my collection, number 59, the Ruthless Aggression WWE Cruiserweight. Go check that out. I'm about 34 subscribers away from reaching 900 subscribers. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so you guys be notified when I do live streams. In fact, hold on one second. Sorry about that, folks. Probably just a burger. I wait for your order, dear. Yeah. Please give me. Okay, Mohammed Adib. Yeah, thank you too, man. Yeah. Oops. Yeah. So for all the people that don't know, I actually are going to Astronomicon, and I'm gonna get this sign. If you guys don't know, this is my Michael Myers mask that you've probably seen on one of my recent videos. I had it signed by James Ducourtney, the shape himself. I met him twice and had him sign my Halloween Kills mask. But now I'm going to get my Halloween 2018 mask signed by Nick Castle himself, the original shape. And man, not only to have James Ducourtney, but Nick Castle sign my Halloween mask, that thing's going to be worth a lot of money. And of course, I think there's going to be DDP there and all those current other wrestlers. But obviously, I can only maybe afford only one signature. I don't know if I can afford the others. I wish I could get DDP, but maybe next time. Because like I said, I don't want to be like going to an Ash. And plus, too, it's about an hour or so from me to get there. But yeah, this time I send you with a gift shirt with your channel name. Oh, you mean like my DM Tombstone belt shirt? I definitely need to think about working on merch. What do you guys think, huh? To all the people that are watching this live stream, you think I should do a merch? Should start doing merch? I'm not that big of a channel yet, but I know I want to do something bigger because after all, usually I wanted to be at my house and play on the Xbox, play the WWE 2K game, which I have played a bit of. I have played some of the CM Punk's showcase mode and played it good, unlocked some stuff. Yeah, I'm working on stuff like that. I created my own character, and I've actually made one of the I want to do an attire. One is my normal wrestling I would do for WWE. The other one would be like me normally on camera, like with long black pants and a red shirt that says DM Tombstone Belts on the thing. But I do have my shirt, usually logo type as a sign you would see in the fans on the WWE game. Yeah, I say I do enjoy the WWE game. I played a bit of it with playing the. That was a great match. That was a good one. I'm starting to maybe think about playing other modes on that of the game. It's just that I'm starting to get used to it. Start to try to unlock stuff. I'll play other modes. Eventually, I want to try to do my rise because I want to try to unlock some of the other belts that I need to be that are locked, and many other stuff to unlock. But I'm pretty sure I got Joe. Like, there's some other characters that need to be unlocked, and the only way I'm going to unlock them is probably playing the other modes. Am I gonna be part of? Am I gonna be playing on the island mode? Probably, maybe one time. But then after that, maybe do more on universe mode and stuff like that. The GM mode, the faction thing with the cards, nah, that's not like all. Metro Supreme 2222. Where are you from? Well, I'm from Michigan. I'm Michigan born and raised, but that's all I'm gonna say. That's the thing. That's what Tombstone Belts is all about. Shout me out, and I'll set $100. I'm wrestling today. Rachel Gunnery, 5952. All right, shouts to Rachel Montgomery, man. Shout out to you, that's the thing. Send $100, but I don't do no donation stuff yet. If I can do donations, I don't know if I have it set up for that. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to set it. I'm gonna pull up right now. Metro Supreme 2222. Pull up to where? Because right from to Astronomicon. If that's the case, a little bit creepy there, but that's no problem. Shout me out. As I was saying, is it Rachel Gurney? Is that the name? Rachel. I said Gunnery. I said Rachel Gurney. Rachel Gurney. If I mispronounce your names, I apologize. But Rachel Gurney, 5952. Shout out to you, man. Check him out. Surprised I got no Pez or Pez or Iram here today, but they may show up every now. They may show up in a bit. Who knows? But let me check something real quick. Maybe there's a. I don't know if I do donation stuff. I don't know if I can. But there's a chance I could. I may set up one time. But yeah, if any of you that are from my state of Michigan are going to the Astronomicon, you may see me there when I do a bit of live streaming here and there. Yeah, I've been to Astronomicon a couple times. That's where I actually met RVD. That's where I met Jason Stows, I think his name is. He was from Jay and Silent Bob. We met Jay and had a photo with him in my old phone. Actually, in Astronomicon is also where I met Matt Hardy. And I know there's other wrestlers there. According to now, of course, there's the Motor City Comic Con that's about to come sometime, I think, in May, to where I can actually go and meet Kane. I'm pretty sure there'll be other wrestlers in that there too, but like I said, if I go. Hold on one second, folks. I'm going to turn this down just a bit. Yeah, my brother's playing the Joe Rogan podcast stuff. I don't want to hear that in the background. So, yeah, that's basically what my day is today. It's supposed to go to Astronomicon, and then go meet Nick Castle, get his signature. I mean, I wish I would have met. I wish I could meet DDP, get a signature from him. Maybe get him to sign that Crumb Ryan Big Gold I have. But I can only maybe afford one signature. So yeah, do one signature, and if anything, get Nick Castle because that guy is the OG Michael Myers, and I'm looking if I have a Hulk Hogan signature. I got a JDF signature. I got Ric Flair's signature until he passes. I'll be sitting on a gold mine of signatures. I mean, when I met Jason David Frank, it was pretty cool. Now most of his signatures I hear can be cost up to nearly 5 G's. Yeah, I see. I'll put that there. kind of gay, dude, but I kind of agree with you. We agree with him or what? Aram. Hey, Aram, what's up? Yeah, but I say, speaking of like orders, there is a couple coming right now, just working on them. You know, one I think is supposed to be coming soon, so we'll stay tuned for that. Another one I'll be working on a bit. I think there's also another one right now. But yeah, but that's just down the line. Right now we'll be going to Astronomicon and to meet Nick Castle. Thanks. Have myself a little lunch before we go. Yeah. Kind of wish I would have got a drink with this. No, they're not. You can run it real quick if you want. All right. All right, guys, be right back. Just give me 1 second. Hey, hello, Pez. Sorry. Do you like yesterday's snack? Yeah, I kind of did. 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. What, I know. Yeah, I seen last night how Pat McAfee basically helped Randy not beat down Cody Rhodes again, but this time took his title with him. So, little pansy Pat McAfee walked out of SmackDown in San Jose with the WWE Championship. Yeah, hold on a second. Hold on, guys. A second, guys. And yeah, TKO has been messing up with them ticket sales on that, but we see now that WrestleMania tickets for Saturday are reduced by 25% now. I mean, you think, wow, 25%, that really don't mean much. So, like, your tickets are like $1,000. Yeah, but down to 750. Thanks. Yeah, it's the water tower. I'm gonna watch only WrestleMania night 2. What? Only night 2? Why not night 1? What? Yeah, it's like the water fountain. Yeah, I know the water tower just holds water. Yeah. I don't think so. Like and subscribe to DMTombstone belts. Thank you, Iram. Thank you. But yeah, we're going to Astronomicon. Probably see Nick Castle. DDP's going to be there. And of course, some other people we know, most of me and my brother would know, Cheech and Chong. Tommy Chong and Cheech Marin. If you guys don't know who they are, they basically had a couple movies back in the day, and they had a recent one called Cheech and Chong's Last Movie. These two were like, I don't know if you could consider them as comedians or something like that, but they are like a dynamic duo. Basically, like, before there was, like the Wayne's World where you had Dana Carvey and Mike Myers, or Beavis and Butthead, and there was Cheech and Chong. They had Up in Smoke, Next Movie. Forgot what the other one was, but I know it was one about the brothers where if one gets hurt, the other one will feel its pain. Forgot the name of that movie. Something Brothers or that. But yeah, they've done a lot of movies together. I haven't mentioned that one. Up in Smoke. Up in Smoke is still smoking. Yeah, pets, stoners. I love their movies. Well, Tommy Chong is a stoner. I don't know if Keith Marlon's a stoner. But they both are? Coach Marlon's actually a professor now. I think he worked at. He went the wrong way? Right. Oh, Korshian Brothers. Oh, okay. Yeah. Because whenever you see Cheech Marin in a movie, usually you find Tommy Chong. Because you barely see Tommy Chong do any movies by himself. And the movies they both are, yeah. Like, Cheech Marin only been in a couple movies by himself about Chong, like the Spy Kids movies. He was in those. I think that was him. The one who plays like the pretend to be uncle. No, that's their real uncle. But in the beginning, the guy is like, "I'm not your uncle." I think that one was Cheech Marin. Yeah, I know the movie more than you do. And of course, Tommy Chong, known for being that '70s show. I think he makes an appearance in that '90s show. Man, that's a sick ass car. There was a time when we all was always hype about the road to WrestleMania, but now, yeah, not the same. And of course, last night Danhausen made his WWE debut. I mean, wrestling debut, taking on Kit Wilson. I mean, I like the idea. He's a gimmick character. The whole thing about you, test. Like, I kind of like the vibe of it. Different, and yeah. I don't have the camera set because after all, I don't have a stand or anything. Just filming on my phone. That SmackDown part was good. Yeah. Ever since Nice Dreams, where they smoke a certain type and it changes one dude into a lizard. Yeah. Well, like in that movie, the Korishian brothers, was there any involved with them smoking weed in that movie? Because I think that was like I think that one was based like on a fantasy, like it was a fairy tale or medieval time movie. And I don't know if they had weed back in the medieval times. If anything, I think that was the only movie I saw. I think they did with they didn't smoke weed at all. Because Up and Smoke, obviously they did. Next movie they did. The Korishian brothers, I don't think they have done that. They haven't smoked weed in that movie. What? Oh. But yeah, cool to meet Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. Those guys are great. Oh shit. Except they're not U.S. champion storyline is better than that Carmelo Hayes defending U.S. champion every week. Yeah, but then again, is Sami Zayn going to continue to do that as well since he started it? We don't know. Maybe after there's a chance that even that Trick Williams may win the title. What? There. And what is going on with Matt Cardona? I have no idea. He keeps jobbing out. I think it's just the. I just think it's because of how WWE is. Like both WWE and for the time, Vince McMahon didn't have no feeling. I mean, it didn't have the feeling to have Cardona be a big star. I mean, when he was Zack Ryder, when Vince McMahon was running WWE, he at least won a tag team championship. He has won a U.S. championship and Intercontinental championship. Now under under Triple H's reign, you expect to see Matt Cardona win the U.S. or Intercontinental Championship or let alone championship during his time in WWE? Probably not. I mean, maybe down the line when they give the vibe of it, because he did create his value up when he left and gone into the Indies, like GCW with Nick Gage and all of them with the the deathmatch wrestling stuff. He built himself up in the Indies. But no, kiddo. guess it doesn't matter as long as you're getting paid. Definitely. But yeah. But my thought is, if Trick Williams wins the U.S. title at WrestleMania, I think there is when on SmackDown when Trick comes out as U.S. champion, he'll just say the whole U.S. Open Challenge thing is no longer no more, like it's closed. Yeah, Sammy should hold U.S. champion till SummerSlam, then Trick. Yep. So we're passing it. That's so much. I would say it's a matter of superstars like Brock, John, aka Dean Roman, Reigns, and Seth. Well, yeah. You can say it like that. Like how Brock Lesnar, he never gone for a tag title or gone for a mid card title. He always went for a world title. And he's won 2 Royal Rumbles. He's won a King of the Ring. He's won Money in the Bank, and he's now like a 10 or 11-time world champion. You should live stream with DDP. I mean, I wish I could if they allow it, but I'm pretty sure if I could go in there, hit the Astronomica while doing a live stream, maybe do a little chat with him and that when he's not on his table, because I don't know how those things are. Hey DM, I watched your latest video. You'd have? And that was about the Cruiserweight title, right? It's funny, if there ever a chance that Rey Mysterio comes around here where we could go meet him, I probably would bring that Cruiserweight title with me, since he did hold that title before. And make him like hold it, and that's the thing, it feels and looks like the actual belt, like if I took that thing straight out of the box at the WWE warehouse. Like, hey Ray, like I wouldn't mind meeting Rey Mysterio once. Like he'd be on the list with Stone Cold, Undertaker. Like those are my top people to go and see and have to meet and get signatures for. Because I already got Ric Flair and Hulk Hogan and Booker T, along with Kevin Nash and RVD. Like those guys already, it's big enough I met those people. I also met Gangrel. Didn't get a signature or a photo with him. And I gotta say, he was an okay guy. I mean, a little bit freaky, but when you shake hands with a guy and his hands all wet and sweaty, I felt like I was like touching a snake, for God's sakes. Ugh. You ever consider to make an original belt like you create that belt? What do you mean by that, Iram? You talking about like the Cruiserweight title? Or should I just make like a custom belt? Because I did make my own belt, custom belt. In fact, made a couple of those custom belts. Like my own Stanley Cup Championship belt, a Detroit Championship belt, and of course my DMTombstone belt. Yeah. Right now we're driving down the road here, just to go to Astronomicon and all that. I mean, this is probably a first and a rarity that happens on my channel. You know, the live stream. What? Yeah, I got more up here if you want. One more. Oh, you're fine? You're full? He's just telling you got one. He's like, fine, I'm full. Silly nephew. Hold on. Alright. I'm very excited for this. I would agree. He means since you're able to make replicas that you should do an original design. Well, you mean like my own concept for a belt that's currently in wrestling? Oh, like that. Well, I mean, if I had the thoughts of design, I mean, I wouldn't mind giving that a try. But then again, guys, I only do cardboard and vinyl. I don't do real leather. I mean, if I ever, I mean, I could go to a Hobby Lobby and get tools that they use to make leather, and they come with rolls of leather. If I do make my own straps, I could definitely give that a shot. I just don't have the metal shop or concept to make plates out of metal that right now. Right, Paz? Yeah, like that type of stuff, like CNC, acid etching, plating. Like that's way too expensive out of my book. At that point, I'd be making my own belts, and maybe one day I would basically have a belt design that WWE may enjoy. You should try DM, even if it is cardboard. Well, yeah, maybe down the line I will, but first off, probably got to wait till after WrestleMania to where the Choose a Belt contest, where you guys are voting to see which belt I should make into my design was for vinyl and cardboard. And so far, the winning option is currently right now the SmackDown Tag Team. I haven't checked it in a while, but I will check that out. Out of cardboard, your belts come out nice. They do, yeah. Maybe when I see more of a concept. But that's the thing. If I do my own design wise, I think I'd rather have it to where I put up to a vote for you guys. If you guys want to see my concept of what I think WWE belts should look like, or shirt belts, I'll probably do it as a vote. Yeah. Like, if you guys want to see my concept for like a World Heavyweight title, or a WWE title, or even like the US or Intercontinental title, maybe I'd do it as a vote thing, like for you guys streams. Like, after I do the... Yeah. Hey, damn, IC Champion ladder match tonight, too. Yeah, I think so. I think it's like the first... I think it's the first... It's like one of the first few matches at night, too. And I'd be surprised to see Rey Mysterio in that match, in the ladder match with Rusev, JD McDonough, Penta, and Javon Evans in those matches. Yeah, for the Detroit Zoo. Yeah. I would definitely maybe want to give that a try. But it'd be after I make the belt from the Choose a Belt contest for the road to WrestleMania. Whatever, guys. After night 2 of WrestleMania 42, I will check out the votes and see the winner of that Choose a Belt contest and start making the belt of that. And then after that, maybe I should make that as a concept. Literally, it's like my design wise for the current belts of that are wrestling. Like, if you guys want me to see my thoughts of if you were able to replace the current belt with my design, which one would it be? Yeah, I'll do that type of thing. Make a completely original design. Could be a regional title. You don't see those anymore. Well, because I used to make my own like versions of belts when me and my brothers and I did some backyard wrestling. When we wrestled each other, like I made my own concept designs. Pretty sure you guys saw them on my previous old videos. Like of the when we had a wrestling company called UCW, Ultimate Championship Wrestling. The belts we were playing with and wrestled for in our old backyard wrestling were belts that I made. One of them was actually given to the guys that did United Worldwide Wrestling that you guys seen on the previous channels that I reacted to. Bad Dan and of course the Winter Soldier and all of them were in. One of the belts that you've seen the President X held, along with the other world title, it was actually one of the belts that I made for them before. Yeah, we're going through a tunnel right now. But yeah. You gotta hold your breath, right? 1, 2, 3. The whole hold your breath, make a wish thing. That was from what? Day 2. I spent my summer vacation. That was cool. Damn, you should upload a video on prediction for WrestleMania. I used to do that, but nowadays I kind of do that with the live streams. I remember you showing that video. Yeah. Well, yeah, I did show a lot of videos. Just the whole. Yeah. Sorry. Like a lot of the videos of the UWW videos that me and my brothers did with the guys we know, and of course many times those were clips. Me reacting to certain videos like that involving me. Like the one time I did a reaction video with kid behind the camera, Michael Green, unboxing my YouTube video. I mean, no, my YouTube championship belt that was given to his late father, Charlie Green, aka the Angry Grandpa. And obviously I saved that on my account. So when people don't think I'm a YouTuber, I'm like, or don't think about that belt that Michael Green has on his channel. Oh, that's a belt from somebody. It's like, yeah, that belt that he shows on display in his new house with his little shrine where his dad was, belt was made by me. And if it because of him showing that belt, I have an X account now. I had him following me on Twitter at the time when it was Twitter before it changed to X. So who else is going to be at this show you're going to? I think Mickie James is also going to be here as well from TNA. Yeah, I think she's going to be there. I think there's a couple other wrestlers. And I think, what was that other one? Yeah, there's a lot of people here. I think there was one that was like known for Rob Zombie stuff, like the Devil's Rejects and House of a Thousand Corpses. Not Sid Haig, or it's that other guy. Yeah, David Arquette's going to be there as well. And Angry Grandma. Oh yeah, I forgot. A YouTuber's going to be there. Angry Grandma. Maybe I'll go say hi to her with her grandson. So guys, if you see me there, or if you see me on any other channel, like check out Angry Grandma if they do recording videos there. Maybe we can do something with that. But yeah. Yeah, I think so. Like I was saying, it's funny. I was just talking about Angry Grandpa, and I just remembered Angry Grandma's going to be there too at Astronomicon. What about you? Upload a reaction video on WrestleMania. I could do that. The thing is, I have to probably watch WrestleMania with the crack streams because I don't have the ESPN app, and I'm not going to spend $30 a month just to watch a PLE once. Yeah. Hey, Pez and DM. WrestleMania tickets are now 25% off, guys. You should buy. I always said about that stuff. WrestleMania tickets are still way too expensive. WrestleMania tickets are way too expensive. Well, yeah, even with 25% off, they're still expensive. Thing like the cheapest I heard of the WrestleMania tickets, like they said, like the cheapest was like $2,000, I think. Well, I don't know because hey, I can't go to WrestleMania. They have me spending $1,000 just to get to Las Vegas, for God's sakes. Unless I'll be driving down there, yet that'd take hours. Man, you guys see my vacation videos before where I did a video every time we were going from state to state, going down to Florida. The first time we went down, it took me 3 days to get down to Florida. Again, we spent the night in Georgia, but with my brother and my mother, we actually went down to Florida. It took us 22 hours? Wait, well, no. I mean, when we went from where we lived at the apartments to Florida, it took us less than a day. It was at least less than 24 hours since we got there. What? Yeah, because we had a little rest at the truck stop, but then again, we were there for about an hour or so before we were on the road again. Yeah, we got. As I said, we went. We went. It took normally the first trip took us 3 days. The second trip it took us less than a day to get to Florida. And then we were there at I think it was in Tampa, where we actually seen the Hulk Hogan museum. I didn't see it on the first go. I hear many times Hulk Hogan would have been there. Wish I would have met the guy before I did, and then he ended up passing away literally a year after I met him. Is your brother still watch WWE? No, no. I'm pretty much the only one. My brother now is kind of the UFC type guy. It's kind of sad to see how much they are trying to sell tickets. Well, yeah, but then again, remember, WWE is now owned by, is now part of a company called TKO. And nowadays, it's not been the same since Vince McMahon sold it to them. And they're a billion-dollar company. Of course, they want to make profits in that, and they want to make sure that people, if their product is real good enough, they want to make their product good. And if it's good enough, then pay up to the nose for it. But the problem is when they're partnership with other people like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and shit, of course it's going to be more expensive. Triple H confirmed that Vince McMahon has a full control till before WrestleMania 40. Well, yeah, but now it's 42. Like I said before, I've seen WrestleMania 1 for $25. Yeah, that was back in the day, 1985. $25 from nearly over 40 years ago is what? Close to what? $300 today? Maybe even more than that. I mean, I'm not sure. But the thing, yeah, has seen WrestleMania 1 for $25 back in the day. Back then, when pretty sure $25 was equivalent to your monthly, paycheck. Vince McMahon's biggest mistake was sold his son to TKO. His son? You mean... No, the biggest mistake was the fact that he had to sell his company to TKO. That's the company that he bought from his father. And yet was going to pass it down to his daughter and son, but then gives it away because of the allegations and the trials that have been going on. And now TKO's got a hold of it, and it seems like everything's gone down the shitter. Half an hour? Yeah. Wow, I've been going on for about 40 minutes in this stuff. But yeah, definitely, it'd be sucked the fact, because I'm still waiting to see when they get WrestleMania back in Detroit. I mean, still, we're not even questioning if 43 is actually going to be in Saudi Arabia. Because, with the war in Iran going on and that, they may have to cancel that and have to put WrestleMania 43 somewhere else. If they do have to do that, they better put 43 in Detroit. Make it like a gimmick type thing. Every 20 years, WrestleMania has to come to Detroit. They did it with 3, and they did it with 23. I feel like if they have to move 43 out of Saudi Arabia, put WrestleMania 43 in Detroit. If you adjust for inflation, $25 in 1985 is $76 today. Holy shit. So literally you could still buy WrestleMania tickets if it was like that. If it was like have equivalent to and that's not and 20 and is that the cheapest tickets, Pez, or is that ringside? Because ringside tickets, you can forget about that. Ringside tickets for WrestleMania now, you basically have to put a mortgage on your house for that. If WrestleMania get hit and people like when WWE can make a comeback. Well, believe me, there's many times when WWE almost went out of business. During the time of the Monday Night Wars between them and WCW. Back then, Vince McMahon, when Vince McMahon ran WWE, he didn't care about any other promotions. He only cared about his company. And if there was a company that was coming to compete with them to try to run them out of business, he would wouldn't mind for that. It wasn't ringside. Oh, okay. Because I was saying ringside tickets probably back in 1985 would probably have been about 500 to a grand, least. Because nowadays, ringside tickets to any show, you're talking about nearly 10 grand, if that. And if it's WrestleMania, we're talking about maybe six digits. Yeah, but that's 78%. Yeah. Sometimes I see the future of WWE like WCW. Oh, you think it's about to go out in a blaze of glory? Kind of like how ECW was. ECW was starting to go bankrupt near the end, but yet it helped and became a big hit for its only few years that the company ran for ECW. And people still talk about ECW today after even what over almost 30 years since it was around. Yeah, the whole thing's not just a headquarters. But yeah, a lot of people are. I see stuff like that. How WWE started to become like WCW. Eventually, it's going to come up with something that's going to make it fall apart. And next, you know, people are just going to jump ship and not watch WWE anymore. Which maybe that'd be a good reason why people can see that AEW is going to become the next big thing. You know, they say AEW is not a competitor to WWE thing, but then when it comes to wrestling, every company thing is like a competitor. Some bitch trying to prevent you from. I agree with Iram on that. I remember when WCW made David Arquette the world champion, and they went downhill after that. Well, not just that, but as well predict announcing like who was going to win the WWE championship, like when Mick Foley said WWE at the time was taping their shows while WCW was live, and sometimes they would give away the outcomes of the WWE events. And that one time when they announced that Mick Foley was going to win the WWE championship, that's how the whole ratings war turned for WWE's favor after that, because people wanted to see Mick Foley win the title. But when, of course, there was Bash at the Beach in 2000 that caused the problem with WCW as well. I hate unified belts. But yeah, no matter how WWE is bad, still watch them until they unify both the world champion and undisputed champion. Well, that's why they always say the old phrase of history repeats itself. Because not you. As I said, because history is always known to repeat itself. They had back, like we said, during the time of ruthless aggression era, where they unified belts and made the undisputed belt, but then they split off again, make a WWE championship and then the World Heavyweight Championship. When it was third championship would go between the brands. They brought back the drafts, the brand split stuff. And then like a couple of years later, when Randy Orton becomes the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, they unified the belts again, and then they retired the World Heavyweight Championship. Then they brought something called the Universal Championship. It's an old version of like the World Heavyweight Championship. It was for Raw for a little bit. Then when they switched it to where the WWE Championship was on Raw and the Universal Championship went to SmackDown, they made it blue. But then they unified them again with Roman Reigns as well, Raw. And then they brought out basically history told to repeat itself where they unified two world championships, but then they realized you can't just have one champion that could go if it sticks to one brand, you can't defend it on the other one. They need a world champion on the other brand. I like unified belts, but not when they are in the same company. Yeah, kind of like how Kenny Omega was like that, where he was like the Impact World Champion the time before it changed his name back to TNA, and as well was the AEW World Champion, like that type of stuff. I don't like the sound of that. Two different companies, AWA World Champion and WCCW World Champion, went against each other for a new championship. I like that type of stuff where it's like you become a world champion in two different companies, like that type of unification match. And yet you can defend both the titles, but they don't become one belt. Yeah, that's what I said. Like if they're part of the exact same company, unify them into one. That's the part that's not, just doesn't feel right. Because say like the Intercontinental Championship, how it was unified with the European and the Hardcore, which then it it basically terminated the Hardcore it retired the Hardcore Championship and the European Championship. Because when the time of the Ruthless Aggression era started to grow, they realized they had too many belts and they were just going to eliminate them from just having the just having like the Intercontinental, and then because when they had the U.S. belt on SmackDown, Raw didn't need the Hardcore European title when they had the Intercontinental title, like that type of stuff. You know which world title I hate? What? AWH. Yeah, I heard about that one, Pez. Jerry Lawler ended up winning it on a technicality because the ref had to stop the match due to Kerry Von Erich bleeding a lot to make Jerry Lawler win the AWA and WCCW Heavyweight Championship. Super Clash 3, yeah. Which world title I hate? Which one is that, Iram? I don't know. The Universal Champion. I just hate that belt. Well, the red or blue or doesn't matter the color of the strap. It's just the concept of it. Like, what is it that you hate about the Universal Championship, Iram? Well, as well they like when they unified the light heavyweight with the WCW cruiserweight title. Both are shit. Okay. Well, because the fact they look exactly like the WWE Championship. But yeah, like the time when when WCW became part of WWE, they started unifying their belts. Like the what the hell? Oh, we're getting a phone call. Come on. But yeah, WWE and WCW bought WCW. They took their titles and started to unify them with their titles. So like when the light heavyweight title was around, they unified it with the WCW Cruiserweight, and then it became known as like the WWE Cruiserweight, which is the one belt that you guys saw. Then, then after then after some time when Hornswoggle won the title, they vacated the title or basically retired it. No wait, I think it's called decommission. Yeah, they decommissioned the cruiserweight title. But then a couple, but then like over a decade later, they brought 205 around, and they brought back the cruiserweight championship. I'm not fond of the Universal Championship or the WWE logo belt in general. I'm not saying a company can't put their logo on their belt, but not when it's the entire main plate is the logo. Yeah, basically it's a product placement. You make your championship belt into basically the product placement. It's like, or a sponsorship type thing. The belt basically becomes something that looks like you're sponsoring something. Like the spinner, but like the WWE spinner belt, even though the logo was bigger, at least had the vibe to say it's a championship. It wasn't just saying it's a product placement for WWE. Sometimes I'm afraid that they even in future unify IC champion with the US champion, call it the Intercontinental United Championship. Well, no. If anything, if they unify the US with the Intercontinental, it'll just it'll decommission the US title and just have the Intercontinental title. It won't change the name or anything like that. It'll just be Intercontinental Champion. Because Intercontinental will be bigger of a mid card than the U.S. Because U.S. just means the country, U.S. Intercontinental means basically for every continent. What was that? It sounded like someone got a flat. But no, they're not going to do that if they unify the mid card belts. No, they won't do that. If they did, but like I said, they did unify the Intercontinental in the United States. It'd be like the time when they unified the Hardcore and the European title with Intercontinental title. They'll hold both the belts, but then next week they'll drop one belt to hold the Intercontinental title as that. And the one time the Intercontinental was unified with the World Heavyweight title, they dropped the Intercontinental title, and so they brought it back just because it was changing the names from WWF to WWE. So even if they did do that, they eventually may have been back. I was not a fan of the spinner when it came out. It seemed more like a toy. Admittedly, it's kind of grown on me since Cena retired. Well, yeah, it did grow up on me too. I mean, I own two versions. I own the shop's WWE spinner. I own one that was made by Hassan, the rated R spinner, which I just updated and removed some of the red stones and replaced them with the yellow ones to make it more accurate to like the actual belt. I think the actual belt, it wasn't really that thick. I think the original WWE spinner belts, the plates started getting thicker after Cena won it back from Edge when it was the rated R version. The rated R version was more of like a replica with a different plate on it. But I wish they should unify tag team champion because WWE don't have much tag teams for two tag belts. Well, maybe so, but then again, it'd be kind of hard to have a tag team title to be go between brands of Raw and SmackDown. But yeah, I do kind of see that because SmackDown only has a certain amount of tag teams in their roster, and the same for Raw as well. Yes, I don't like spinner belt, and that Undertaker refused to win that belt. Oh, when he won the Royal Rumble and he could have faced Cena at WrestleMania 23. Yeah, I could see that being a possibility because damn, with the WWE spinner, it just, it would not fit him with that belt. Kind of reminds me of like how when on the Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin, when he was talking with Mercedes Moné at the time, she was known as Sasha Banks, but then now she's part of AEW known as Mercedes Moné. I don't even remember who was the World Tag Champion. Oh, that now is Logan Paul and Austin Theory. I'll let you guys in on a secret. I'm waiting for a spinner belt to come in the mail. But it's not a WWE spinner belt. Oh, is it the Yeah, the big map. For me, I thought those were people on the hill, but it's not. That's a poop mill. That's pipes. That's an old landfill. That's to keep the mountain from really exploding. Yeah. That's a landfill. Yeah. When you are going. Yeah, this is a nasty hill. Yeah. It's mountain. Yeah, you can see other places of it. If it's not a spinner ball, I'm thinking there's only other. I'm thinking it's here probably got to be a John Cena legacy spinner, or it could be a U.S. spinner. Am I close to on what you're saying, Pez? Pez, I'm waiting when you were going to unbox the World Heavyweight Championship and Undisputed Championship. I mean, I'm surprised if Pez actually does get those type of belts. Oh, 1 second, phone. It's like, replica I gotta get off of WWE Shop if I do get to it. It's not a WWE belt at all. Oh, not a WWE belt at all. So it is a version of a. So it is a spinner belt, which is not WWE related. Okay. Well, now I'm intrigued. So it's a custom belt. So I can't wait to see that. I missed that 2015 to 2020 U.S. Championship. Oh, the original U.S. Championship design? Well, that time it was where I had the network logo instead of the scratch logo. I kind of wish I would have had the scratch logo version of the U.S. belt. I mean, I got both the spinner, I got the network logo version, and the new 20 to today's version. Yeah, look at all those hawks.
We're going there.
Yeah.
This is a far drive.
Yeah. We're going up get used to that new U.S. champion's been in its now 6 years old. I mean, I get it because after all, it doesn't have that vibe of it. But then again, it has remnants of the WCW's, like the original WCW U.S. Championship. I mean, after all, it's got stars. It has an eagle on it, and it's a three-plated.
Shut it down. I can't right now, buddy. I'm driving.
And it's a three-plated design, kind of like the three-plated design of the WCW US before they got rid of it. I don't mind the current US version. I just wish that I wish they would have put the eagle in the center and not at the bottom. Well, probably because the fact is they wanted to show this concept of stars and stripes to represent the US belt. But I do agree with the fact that as well for the words on it that says U.S. champion probably taking up most of the space. But do you think it'd be better if they should have painted out where the stars were in blue to make it more match like a U.S. flag type thing instead of just leaving it out painted in the gold version? Because I feel like if WWE eventually would paint it in blue, it would definitely look a lot better. I've been going on for over an hour now. Soon we'll be there. For me, old U.S. champion. It's just pleasure to eyes to see how. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I would agree. We'll be almost there. We're going up for over an hour now. Nothing but farmlands up here. Man, for this astronaut car, they really had to go all out in the middle of a fucking farm land just to say hello to certain people. I like older versions of the U.S. title. Like the NWA U.S. title, I can see you join Pez, yeah.
That big flag, buddy.
Take 10 people just to raise the darn thing up to make sure it don't touch the ground. Yeah. I know, it feels like we're in the middle of nowhere. That's a crazy little thing called love or killer queen. Yeah, I was saying. That's what I was saying. Make sure my phone doesn't die. End the the stream here. We'll try to pick this up again probably when we get there. So we'll probably end the stream right now. So thank you guys so much for being part of this right now. See if I can pick it up when we get to the Astronomicon and see if I can get some photos on that. In the meantime, thank you guys so much. Shouts to Pez. Check out his channel. He has a great big belt collection there. Shouts to Iram. Next stream date. What time is tomorrow's stream? Probably around noon or so. At that time, I'll probably be more relaxed. Play some WWE 2K26 for you guys. That concept. But then again, there could be another stream when we get there at the Astronomicon where I talk around, like chat around, talk about. Who knows? I'll probably do that if I can. If they don't allow it, that's okay. Fake Sharia. Yo! WSG, bro. What does that mean? WSG in text. I mean, oh, what's going, bro? Or how's it going? I don't know. It's going good, okay? Just right now, we're going to, I'm going, me and our nephew is going to, like I see in the next stream. Yeah. Well, the next stream probably going to be in a bit once we get there. I may pick up a stream and maybe say hi to certain people, including Angry Grandma. That would be a good thing to see. But yeah, we'll see about that. So again, shouts, guys. Shouts to Dex, who got me into doing these live stream stuff. Check out his channel. He does live streams involving music and stuff like that. But he also has another channel involving wrestling called Wrestle Chat Talk. You may see me there every now and then. Shouts to Stephen Hammer, STEPHEN Hammer, who does belt-related videos on his channel. Again, guys, thank you all for the likes. Looks like I got about 4 or 5 likes, but yeah, like this video. And if you're new to my channel, want to know what I'm about, check out my main channel, 600 some videos. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that notification bell so you guys can know if I'm going to do videos and streams. And follow me on my social media, like on X at DMTombstone96. And on Instagram at DME96, where I might post stuff there before I post stuff here on YouTube. Hopefully tomorrow I'll see you guys. Have fun. Okay, guys. I'm DM Tombstone Belts for DM Tombstone Live. Signing off. See you guys probably in a bit when I'm in the Astronomicon, or not tomorrow for the next stream around noon. Have a good day, everybody.